New tonight, we take a look at how federal funding cuts to rural hospitals could impact our area. Also new, the man accused of killing his wife appeared in court today. We'll take you there as the preliminary hearing gets underway. And caught on camera, one of our reporters was harassed and threatened on the job and confronts what sounds like racist slurs against him.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Action News Now reporter Nathan Espindula was harassed and threatened with racial slurs while covering an event on this morning's newscast at the Elks Lodge in Chico on Manzanita Avenue. And a warning, what follows contains racially offensive remarks and some profanity.
What did you call me?
A wetback beaner. Roll me a burrito. Mow my lawn, bitch.
Nathan locked himself in the news vehicle and called police, who located the man, who turned out to be Keanu Seichow. According to Nathan, has made veiled threats against him.
He did say he was going to find me. He kept saying he was going to find where I live and come to my house. I had never seen him before, so I was just very confused on what was happening. My main goal was trying to get out of there.
Police officers later located and arrested Seichow on a charge of vandalism for breaking one of the station's cameras. He's currently in the Butte County Jail, held at $15,000 bail. We are looking into a study on how federal funding cuts could impact rural hospitals across the country and including in our area. And Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe joins us now with a look at this. And Margot, there are a couple of hospitals in particular that could feel the impacts of the funding cuts.
Yes, it's a strong possibility, Alan. According to the new study from the University of Northern Carolina, 6 local hospitals are at risk, which includes the Biggs Gridley Memorial Hospital, Orville Hospital, St. Elizabeth Community Hospital in Red Bluff, Trinity Hospital in Weaverville, and the Modoc Medical Center in Alturas, and the Fairchild Medical Center in Wairika. Now, the cuts are part of the Big Beautiful Bill that was signed back in July. And that bill includes cuts for Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act by more than $1 trillion and more than $500 billion in Medicare cuts. About 338 hospitals nationwide could feel the impact, with over 24 in California alone.
In California alone, there are 28 rural hospitals that are at risk of closing as a result of these cuts in the coming years. And this is, on top of a number of rural hospital closures in California in the last few years, and 45% of the state's rural hospitals have cut services back in recent years as a result of other funding cuts.
Now, I have reached out to several of the hospitals in our area and heard back from the chief executive officer from the Trinity Hospital, Aaron Rogers. And he told me he's not too concerned about feeling the impacts on a federal level from the bill. He's more concerned about the impacts at the state level with new requirements and funding. And Pancati, who you saw there, explained to me that these hospitals won't really feel the impact until a few years down the line. And I'm still working to hear back from other hospitals to get their insight on the study and the challenges they're preparing for.
So on a federal level, how much then again is being cut?
So more than $1 trillion is being cut from the Medicaid and Affordable Care Act, and more than $500 billion from the Medicare cut itself.
You have to assume some of these other hospitals you're still waiting to hear back from will absolutely be impacted by that.
Of course.
Yeah, all right, thanks, Margot. Well, let's take a live look now from the Alert California Concow Mountain camera there at Concow Lake. Bright blue skies and blue lake water below, and Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon is tracking conditions.
Looks beautiful out there, Alan, and really overall it is today. We're cooler and we're not quite seeing the activity by any means, especially in the higher elevations with these rain showers and thunderstorms. Here's what we do have. We have a few spots. That's jamming up on me. Margot's dancing again, distracting me over here. But here's what we got. A few areas in Lassen and Modoc counties. Just really some light thunderstorms. But yeah, we're concerned about lightning strikes. We're going to keep an eye on these storms. But really the energy, it actually seems to already be weakening as the sun hasn't even started. Well, it's starting to go down, but not quite down as of yet. Temperature-wise, we're a few degrees cooler compared to yesterday at this time. Reading a little bit ago was at 100. We're already seeing these temperatures drop down. Now, let's look at our winds. Winds are coming down. They were a little breezy in Reading and Red Bluff a couple hours ago, but overall, not too bad. But we're still very dry today, even though a little bit better moisture-wise compared to yesterday. Here's our fire danger for tomorrow. Moisture levels up. Winds so-so, temperatures going down, but we're going to keep it moderate for significant fire risk potential. But Alan, we are going to continue to cool. We'll talk all about that in a few minutes.
Thanks, Howie. Well, Chico State alum is finding new ways to embrace the phrase recycle, reduce, reuse. Action News Now reporter Bea Barbosa joins us live from Chico Creative Reuse, where a new thrift market is taking place. And Bea, this market is a unique take on sustainability.
That's right, Alan. I am currently here at the Chico Creative Reuse hosted first of its kind reuse and thrift market. It is currently underway and people have been coming to shop and support local artists. There is a wide variety of art and other things for sale, from scrap metal art to upcycled jewelry. Now, while the market is currently set to occur every Thursday night in September, Chico Creative Reuse founder and director Luann Mans tells me she hopes to continue this event beyond this month. From egg cartons to bike parts, these artists are finding ways to repurpose items and transform them into something completely new. Mans told me she was inspired to start this event by other reuse projects across the country and thought this was the perfect way to combine her passion for sustainability and art. Mans says she is most proud of the event for creating a space to engage with her community.
I would say connecting with the local artists and sharing their work with others. Really also just being part of this 603 community is a wonderful thing. It's home to so many local artists and local art-based nonprofits. So we're excited for the community just to kind of see what we've been doing over here and just hang out with our neighbors.
Mans told me that she is a part of a broader effort to establish this section of Orange Street from West 4th Street to West 8th Street as the Orange Street Art District. She says she hopes that in holding this series of events, more people will recognize this area as a hub for artists and art lovers alike. Now, this event is also an opportunity for those looking to get rid of any materials that they would otherwise throw away. Mans says that the Chico Creative Reuse is really like a food pantry for art supplies, and she invites anyone to come and donate any materials, again, that they would otherwise part with, throw away in a landfill. And those supplies could be anything from scrap fabric to wood, magazines, lots of things. So she invites people to come on down and donate those materials. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Bea Barbosa, Action News Now.
That's very interesting, Bea. All right, well, thanks for sharing that with us. And Chico Creative Reuse will be accepting those donations on Tuesdays and Thursdays for anyone looking to get rid of unwanted materials. And you can bring the donations to the nonprofit on Orange Street between 6th and 7th Streets. Chico police raced out to Upper Bidwell Park today after getting calls of a naked man wandering around near Horseshoe Lake. Police say others reported the man had been speeding through the area prior to those calls in his car. Rangers found 23-year-old Thomas Niles near the Bidwell Park golf course, and police say Niles was cleared by medics at the scene after trying to get away from police on foot. They did eventually reach him, though, and he was booked for resisting. New at 6, Shasta County Sheriff's deputies arrested a man they say hit an elderly woman multiple times in the head with a hammer. They say deputies responded to the report about 10 this morning in Boerne and arrested Victor Kirsten at the home in Boerne, allegedly where it occurred. They found the victim at a nearby home and took her to the hospital for treatment. We're working to learn the condition of the victim. Kirsten is facing several charges, including attempted murder. New tonight, the man accused of shooting and killing a man with an arrow is now facing murder charges. Shasta County's district attorney says they filed the charges today against Glenn Stevenson for the killing, which happened September 1st on Radio Lane. The name of the victim has still not been released until family can be notified. Stevenson will be back in court September 11th. Tyler McCain, the man accused of murdering his wife Nikki McCain last year, appeared in court for the beginning of his preliminary hearing today. The Shasta County DA's office called in 5 different witnesses, including McCain's cousin, Larry Foltz, a current RPD officer, and 3 former and current Shasta County Sheriff's Office deputies. They recalled events leading up to and following Nikki's disappearance last May, including direct interactions they had with Tyler and Nikki's sister, Chloe Saley. Dozens of family members and friends filled the courtroom.
We're basically here today to see what type of a job the investigators have done and the police have done, and to see if there's anything new that we haven't heard of. We're hoping that this goes forward to a trial. I was a little disappointed it wasn't more in-depth interrogations into the witnesses, but I know they can't show all their cards right now.
McCain's preliminary hearing will continue next Tuesday. It is expected to last through Thursday. New tonight, a father and son were arrested on child sexual abuse charges. The Shasta County Sheriff's Office says deputies arrested Brad Chase of Redding after a child under the age of 14 says Chase assaulted them multiple times. After further investigation of a second case, they say Brad's son, Christopher Brent Chase, was in possession of child sexual abuse material. Rural California farmers will soon have new tools to fight drought and boost grazing and sustainability, and it's all thanks to a $1.27 million investment in cutting-edge irrigation and virtual fencing technology. We told you earlier this week that North State Planning and Development Collective at Chico State received the money under the California Jobs First Regional Investment Initiative. Today we have new details about the two agricultural projects that it'll pay for. The Siskiyou Mobile Irrigation Lab will provide free in-field irrigation system evaluations all across Siskiyou County, helping farmers increase efficiency as well as reducing water and energy use and extend the life of aging infrastructure. The Hopland Rangeland virtual fencing demonstration will promote virtual fencing using collars and satellite signals to guide livestock movement and reduce labor costs.
And so we went and we pitched in front of the state, and so they really embraced the two projects with the Siskiyou EDC in terms of the mobile irrigation, and we know the many reasons as to why irrigation training around that sector is incredibly important.
For the average person, the benefit is that the continued support of agriculture in our area can actually boost job growth and advance technology to benefit a wide variety of industries, they say. Honoring a local coach of the year for his impact on Hamilton High School volleyball. That's coming up in sports. And new at 6, a major milestone for cleaning up California. We'll tell you how much trash has been removed so far.